my beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video we're going to talk about how much of a liar I am. If you guys watched a video I posted a couple of weeks ago talking about all of the makeup I was not going to buy, in that video I included the Natasha Denona Love Face Palette, and as you can see, I bought it. I know. I am such a liar, but it is honestly your guys' fault because everybody and their mother in the comment section was encouraging me to buy this palette because it's not as bad as the review said, because it has the best, this is the one that really got me, it has the best shimmer Natasha Denona has ever made. And so if you tell me that, I'm going to buy the palette. And so I took advantage of the Sephora sale, which by the way, today is the last day. These are the last few hours to get your discount on Sephora. So if you have any last minute purchases, the link to the Sephora website is down below. Definitely get anything you need right now because tomorrow the sale is over. Anyways, in today's video, we are going to be trying the Natasha Denona Love Face Palette. I want to swatch everything and I want to compare this shimmer everybody is raving about to the shimmers in the previous Natasha Denona Face and Eyes palette, because that other palette also has some really stunning shimmers from Natasha Denona. So I really want to see if this shimmer in here is even better than those. I have my doubts right now. So if you are excited for today's video, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up before you leave, and let's just go ahead and get started. I need to show you guys my nails. These are from Glamnetic. I got them at Sephora, 15 bucks, and they are so freaking stunning. Glamnetic nails usually last me at least 2 weeks because the glue that they have is beautiful, and these are incredible for the spring season. I absolutely love how they look. So yep, super excited about these, and let's see this palette. So first things first, here's what the outside looks like. A nice little mirrored, very fingerprinty type of packaging. And then once you open it, take a look right here at the inside. I actually love the Natasha Denona. This is like a very me as a content creator thing that is totally not useful to you at all, but I love that Natasha Denona puts this film on their mirrors because I usually leave it there because you guys can't see the reflection of it when I film. Anyways, take a look right here at the inside of this Natasha Denona palette. This shade right here called Esme, I am not loving it just because it's such a like fuchsia pink shade that I don't know if I'll love it on my eye looks. But like if we cover that one, the rest of those are shades that I totally see myself wearing the heck out of. And here we have that infamous shimmer shade. You know what? I wish instead of Esme we would just have another shimmer shade in there instead. Anyways, take a close look right there at what this palette looks like, and let's go ahead and swatch it. I think the first thing I want to try is this blush. It is a cream blush. It doesn't have a shade name, it just says cream blush. And take a look right there at what that looks like. I feel like we'll get a better sense of it once we put it on the cheeks. As you can see, by the way, I did my brows and my base and a little bit of contouring, but I haven't done any blush or highlighter because we're going to use this palette for that. Here's the highlighter color, by the way, which looks kind of dark on the palette, but it's swatching really beautiful and very light. That one is called Dream Glow. And before I even move on to swatching the eyeshadows, I just cannot wait to try these products. So with my Sephora collection number 47, I'm going to apply the blush, starting right here on the top side of my cheekbones and slowly blending it down. First impressions, I feel like the thing that everyone said they hated was the blush. I don't hate the blush. It looks kind of good on me. I'm not gonna lie, I like it. I don't know how this one would look on a lot of different other skin tones. Like if you're darker, maybe it's a bit too pale of a pink for you. But honestly, I like it on me, and I was not even expecting to like it because it is also a pretty fuchsia pink blush, which I'm not necessarily into. But I guess I just had such low expectations when it came to the blush that I don't mind it. I actually like it. It's cute. It's like a little romantic blushy type shade. Like I said, these might just be my low expectations talking, but I don't mind this blush at all. I'm going to put a little bit over the bridge of my nose here. Well, now that I blended it a little further, maybe I do hate it. Ooh, I don't know. It does have a bit of a weird undertone to it, doesn't it? It's like too gray looking of a pink almost, and gray is definitely not a good look for the cheeks. I'm going to go over it with whatever's left of my foundation on my sponge and see if it blends in a little better. But I see what you guys were saying now. Now that I just went like this with my sponge over the blush, I'm back to not hating it again, because I feel like it blended in a little better and it doesn't have that super ashy undertone that I was looking at earlier. So once again, not too mad at it. Maybe we just needed a lower dosage of the blush. I might have just put too much on, but not mad at the way it looks right now. And with a Wayne Goss number 5 and this highlighter shade right here, we are going to highlight the face. Again, the highlighter looks so dark on the pan, but once you put it on, it actually is really beautiful. And it's not giving me a dark cast on the top of my cheek when the light isn't hitting it, which is definitely an amazing thing to happen. So I'm not saying that this highlighter is spectacular. It's definitely nothing too out of the ordinary, but it works, it highlights, and because it looks darker on the pan, I'm also pretty sure that it's going to work on a lot of different depths of complexion. This looks nice. I'm into it. I'm just blending in that lower edge a bit more with the blush, but I like it so far. One more thing to note is that I feel like the highlighter is pretty nice and intense, but it doesn't necessarily enhance my texture like some other highlighters do. So that is definitely also a plus. And here are the cheek products applied already. Let's move on to swatching the actual 5 shades of this palette. Definitely dying to swatch the shade Affinity to see what the fuzz is about. All right, so I'm going to start with this shade Esme. Here's the first 3 shades. We have Esme, which is that fuchsia pink shade. We have Juliet, which is a super light pinky type of color that can totally be used as a transition. And then Ico, which is this super intense burgundy shade, which I think I'm going to really love because I love burgundies. Let's go for the shade Affinity. Here's what the last 2 shades look like. This shade Giddy here reminds me a lot of Pat McGrath shades that I love. Anyways, here is Affinity, which is a really stunning shimmer shade. I'm excited. And we have Giddy last. So take a look right there at the 5 swatches. Obviously, they are creamy and soft and pigmented. Natasha Denona doesn't often disappoint in that respect. I'm definitely very excited to do a couple of looks with this palette. By the way, another reason that I was kind of easily convinced to change my mind on this one is the fact that this Glam Face palette right here from Natasha Denona is one of my most used products in my collection. I absolutely love every single shade that comes in here, and whenever I need to pack my makeup to go out of my house anywhere, this one is 100% of the time coming with me. It is the best travel palette, and so I felt like I couldn't possibly hate something that looks similar to it and something that is going to be just as functional as this one. I'm definitely very intrigued about comparing these 2 shimmers to the Shimmer in the Loft face palette, because you guys are saying that this one in here is even shinier, and I still have my doubts about that, but we will compare after I do my eyes. One thing that I noticed about Love versus Glam that I think Love wins at is that this one has a bit more diversity within the eyeshadow shades. You can create clearly different eye looks with this one versus I love this one with a passion, but I usually always have the same eye look when I wear it because there isn't that much difference between the shades. And with this one, you do have a bit more variety. Anyways, let's go ahead and start with the first look, and I'm going to use the shade Juliet with my REPHR number 15. REPHR brushes are still on sale at a 40% discount on their website, by the way. I have the link to them down below, and they will continue to be on sale until they sell out of their inventory. So if you've been wanting to try these brushes, now is the time, because the minimum you can get off of them is a 40% off. If you get a set, you get them even more discounted, I believe. Anyways, I'm using that shade Juliet on the crease of my eye here and the outer corner as well, just building it wherever I want to see it. With a REPHR number 1, I'm going to intensify it with the shade Esme, which is this fuchsia pink shade that the palette has. So I'm just going to tap Esme on the outer third of my eyelid and then slowly bring it up into the crease with the tip of my REPHR number 1 brush, just back and forth. That looks really pretty. And because I want to do two like distinctly different eye looks, I'm not going to use any of the other mattes for this eye look. I'm just going to keep it very pink, very romantic, just like that. And then with my finger, I'm going to use the color Affinity here, and I'm going to tap it right in the center of my eyelid, right there. Ooh, so shiny. You guys know I love me a shimmer shade that shows. And this is exactly what I'm getting in this palette. That shimmer is stunning. It doesn't even look as pink as it looks in the pan because it shines so bright. It looks lighter on the eyelid, which I'm all about, by the way. I want to be a bit more precise, so with the REPHR number 2, I'm going to go over the eyelid area just to really define where my shimmer and my mattes meet each other. And because I don't have another shimmer unless I use the highlighter shade, which I could, I'm going to use that same color all the way to the inner corner of my eye, just like so. Very pretty. For my under eyes, I think I'm going to mix Esme with Juliet, just back and forth here on a REPHR number 13, and I'm going to smoke my under eye just back and forth with that fluffy brush. And I'm going to use just Juliet on its own afterwards to smoke out any lower edges that I might have created. Alright, so take a look right here before any mascara or liner. Here is my final first look with this Love face palette. Nice and romantic pink fuchsia smoky eye. And I'm definitely not mad at it. I don't wear eyeshadow like that often, but there's a time and a place where I would definitely feel fine wearing this one. This palette was definitely supposed to come out during Valentine's Day. I'm not sure what happened that it released here afterwards, but it's definitely a cute Valentine's Day look, right? For look number 2, I'm going to start with the REPHR number 27, which is a bit of a longer blending brush, and the color Giddy, which I'm very excited to use because, like I said, it looks a lot like some of my favorite mattes from Pat McGrath. Actually, now that I'm putting it on the eye, it's a bit warmer than what I was expecting, but it's still a really beautiful shade. Just back and forth blending it. I'm going to tap a bit of it on the outer third of my lid and then blend it into my crease ever so slightly. Just packing it there and blending it back and forth. So now I'm going to go in with the burgundy shade. The name is Aiko, and a REPHR number 1 brush. This shade looks very rich, and I am tapping it on the outer third of my eyelid first to then blend it into that transition color. Just lightly with the tip of the REPHR number 1 brush, blending it up here. And the formulas of these shadows, by the way, are fantastic. You can see how easily that blended there. A bit more of the burgundy shade to intensify the outer corner. And if you blend things a little too far down, you can always clean it up with a makeup wipe. There we go. I like my eyeshadow to be defined. You definitely don't want to bring your eyes down with dark eyeshadow. That looks really good. I love how that blended into that previous shade. You guys can see it looks beautiful. And of course, we're going to use the same shimmer. So with the REPHR number 2 and the shade Affinity, we are going to finish up the eye. I'm patting that shade on the center of the eyelid, and it looks so different. That is the same color. And because it's surrounded by such different mattes, it looks so different from this eye to this one. It is incredible. I'm definitely here for it. This is what I meant by a palette that has a bit more variety within the shades. We definitely created two very different vibes on these eye looks, and I didn't do anything out of the ordinary. I literally did the most basic smoky eye, one color on the crease, intensified the outer corner with a different color, and then a shiny shade on the eyelid. It does not get more basic than that, and we have two completely different vibes going on just with this palette, which when you are talking about a travel-friendly palette, I kind of appreciate, because you can do different things on different days, you know? Especially if you're on vacation and you want to be glamorous and stuff, and you want your eyeshadow to look different on different days. So for my under eye, I'm going to use my REPHR number 26 and the color Aiko. I hope I'm saying that right. Maybe it's Aiko, something like that. And I'm going to just back and forth blend that dark shade underneath the eye, bringing it around halfway in to mimic what we did on top. And then with my REPHR number 14 and the shade Giddy, we are going to complete that under eye area, just all the way in, smoking out any edges. It looks like I had a bit of fallout right there. I'll see if I can take it off with a fluffy brush, but I definitely had some shimmer fallout. So I would say if you're going to be careless like me, make sure you do your eyes before the rest of your makeup. To finish up my eye look, I'm actually going to use the highlighter shade with REPHR number 26 and add it to my inner corner. It looks really beautiful, so we can definitely use that highlighter as our eyeshadow highlighter from this palette. I'm actually going to use it on this side as well. And so take a look right here before any mascara or lashes are applied. This right here is look number 2. Super dark and sultry and sexy. This is definitely your date night look. And you don't have to go to extremes with this palette. You can actually also create a very natural looking smoky eye if you just use the shade Giddy. This color right here is very versatile, so you can use it on the crease and just intensify the outer corner of the eye with it a bit more. And just with that shade and the shimmer, you can create a really beautiful everyday natural look as well. I'm going to do some eyeliner and mascara, and I'll be right back to show you the final looks, and then we'll compare those shimmers that I've been talking about. Back with eyeliner, mascara, and lashes on. These are from Ardell. They're active lash in the style Chin Up. So take a look right there at what that looks like. On my waterline, I used the Glossier number 1 eyeliner pencil in the shade Muse. Anyways, after I finished everything, here are looks number 1. Super nice and light and romantic for the pink lovers over here. And look number 2, which is definitely a bit more up my alley. You guys know I love burgundy shades, and I also love that transition color Giddy with the nice sparkles in the center of the eyelid. This is definitely my favorite look I created today. And there's even more possibilities of different colors that you can combine within this palette that I'm definitely very excited to try. Like combining Giddy with the shade Esme, I feel like would be really nice, or Juliet and Aiko. The different combinations of the mattes and their different undertones are going to give you variations of eye looks that are going to be really beautiful. Absolutely loved this shade Affinity right here, and it was indeed a very sparkly shimmer for Natasha Denona, because Natasha's shimmers that she puts in her midi palettes are never this fun, right? So we are going to swatch this one once again right here, and I want to compare this swatch to the shades in the Face Glam palette, because I have a hunch, even though I have not swatched them side by side, that these here are just as shiny and just as fun. So if anyone from the Natasha Denona team ever watches this video, we want these shiny shades in her midi palettes. Please, 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 and thank you. These are fun, these are exciting, and I feel like it wouldn't hurt to put one of these in the midi palettes, would it? So please give us these shimmer shades in her other palettes. It would be greatly appreciated. Anyways, let's go ahead and swatch these two right here next to my shimmer. So this one here is the shade Inner Corner from the Glam Face palette, and this one here is Outer Corner. Just as I suspected, I feel like intensity wise, the shimmers, I mean, this one might be like slightly more shiny, but these two are definitely really nice shiny shades as well. These have more of a gold sparkle. This one here has more of a silver sparkle, which might be what's making it look a bit more potent. But you can see them there combined side by side. If you, like me, were curious about whether the shimmer in this Love Face palette was really the best Natasha Denona shimmer ever. I actually think that because the sparkles are silver, you can definitely see it more than these two, but formula wise they are very similar. And so I'm actually very excited that I trusted you guys and your recommendation, and that I tried the Love Face palette, because I've ended up with two looks that are very beautiful and flattering, and I absolutely love. The blush, I am not upset at. There was a moment there where it was looking a little weird, but once I blended it out, I feel like it looks really nice on my cheeks. The highlighter is beautiful as well, and I'm very happy about the shimmer shade in the palette, but also the mattes. The mattes are very, very nice. This burgundy is beautiful. The matte shade Giddy around it is stunning, and even the color Esme, which I definitely didn't think I was going to like at all, created a really beautiful look that I'm not upset at. I'm not seeing myself necessarily wearing a look like this one all the time, but I feel like I can combine Esme with the burgundy shade maybe and make it a bit darker, a bit more interesting, a bit more appealing to me, and that would look very beautiful as well. So overall, I'm definitely very happy that I did end up picking up this Love face palette, because I did create looks that I really love, and I do see myself grabbing it to travel with as well, because like I said, I really appreciate the fact that you can get a variety of looks with this one versus this one here, which I still absolutely love, but I can usually only go for one specific look with. So happy to have added the Love face palette to my collection. If you've been interested, I do recommend it. I literally told you every single thing that I thought about it as I thought about it. So make your own conclusion about all of the feedback that I gave you, but I am very happy with it. If you're going to buy it, the link to it is down below, along with the link to every single product that I am wearing on my face. And definitely take advantage of the last few hours of the Sephora sale. The code is save now, so you can get a bit of a percentage off of your palette. If you liked today's video, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up before you leave. If you're new to my channel, please don't leave without subscribing. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye bye.